Better goddamn be rolling. Now we're rolling.
Hello, welcome to the News You Can't Lose with the Loser Leaves Wrestling Crew. My name's Red Jefferson. I'm here with Moet Jaswal. Moet, how you doing?
Hey, Red, I'm ready for the news. Let me tell you, I'm so excited for the news. Give me all the news you got, Red. Let's see it. Let's see what you got.
Lord. Well, as we know with the News You Can't Lose with the Loser Leaves Wrestling Crew, I look up only the news that I like or I enjoy, and I get nervous in the beginning of the week that I'm not going to have enough. So the start of all my news is really rough stuff. It's just like...
Oh, yeah.
It's usually...
This is a pattern I've noticed. Yeah, you're right.
It's usually me worried like, oh, I'm not going to have enough by the end of the week because most of the news I don't care about. So I see something that I kind of care about and I talk about it. So, well, the first one we got up, Moet, this is from September 27th to October 3rd. September 27th, October 3rd. First one, breaking news, huge freaking news. It's breaking as we get. Rob Van Dam is no longer with Impact Wrestling. That's a thing.
What's he going to do now?
Like, he has no other options. Where else is he supposed to go?
Well, I don't know.
Honestly, I can't imagine him in any of the other ones, honestly.
He's not going anywhere.
Oh, well, because I was thinking, like, WWE doesn't really need him anymore. He's kind of older, and he'll come back for maybe appearances, but I can't see them putting him on full-time. AEW doesn't need him. No. I would love to see him at NJPW.
What?
Yeah.
Is he still good? Can he still go?
Oh, he can still go.
Oh.
He could still go, and I feel like, especially with a younger wrestlers, like he could still go, and he'd be fun against a lot of those guys. I don't know.
Maybe
I'm just shooting for the stars.
I haven't seen him wrestle in a long time, so I don't know. But I'd assume he's like pretty brittle now. I don't want to see anyone too old get in the ring against these killers, you know.
Sure. That's fair. Oh, we're moving on because we can't talk about RVD all day. Let's talk about this next up, Moet. This is big. Okay. Roman Reigns loses his chest protector. No longer wearing a shirt in the ring, Moet. This is huge, Moet, because like if you look at it, he's always had the chest protector, and now he doesn't. This is big. It's
true. He looks incredible without it. I gotta say, he looks.
He looks much better. He looks much
more menacing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I love this new Roman Reigns. Love everything about it.
I love shirtless Roman Reigns. Moet, do you remember D'Lo Brown and his chest protector?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
I was fine with it, but I was young, so I don't think I was as nitpicky as I am today. Whereas, like, it was just a chest protector. I thought I didn't care, but I could see why people would be upset because it's sort of like a +1 to his defense that no one else gets, you know, and that's probably annoying. But yeah, I thought it was fine.
I liked it a lot because he did the lowdown, which is his version of the frog splash with the chest protector, and it always looked really cool.
Do you know, was there a storyline reason why he had it? I feel like something happened, but I can't remember anymore.
There's the backstage reason and the storyline reason. I think the storyline reason is he hurt his ribs. And now he's got this chest protector to protect him. But Jerry Lawler could say, he's probably got lead plates in there. And he'd like jump off and he'd do the frog splash with lead plates, presumably. But I think the real reason is they thought he was getting chubby. And they wanted to hide his boobs because he had little boobies growing. And there's nothing wrong with that.
He still looked believably dangerous, you know? Like, he's not a guy I'd want to fight. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't want to fight. He's huge. He's a giant man. He's husky. But look at Will Hobbs. He's got boobies for years, and look how great he looks.
Yeah, there was no point as a kid watching that I thought, I was like, look at the fat guy. Look at the chubby guy.
Why are they shaming these guys? Like with Keith Lee. Keith Lee having to fucking wear that weird little shirt. Now he's in a singlet, it looks like.
Yeah, he's in the singlet. They haven't changed that. He still has a silly
I'm okay with that because at least it shows off his shoulders and chest. Yeah. But like I'm upset that they try to hide it because the more I see Keith Lee, the more menacing he is to me. He just looks like a bolt, like literally an asteroid. Keith Lee is shaped like a comet.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're moving on. We got more stuff here. This is kind of news, but it's a little bit more on the boring side. So NBCU and Warner Media, NBC Universal, Warner Media, they own they show TV for WWE and AEW respectively. They're moving away from their TV products. So they're taking a step back and they're focusing a lot more on streaming. Now, I don't know if this is big news, but a lot of WWE's main contact with NBCU and AEW's main contact with Warner Media just left. So now there's a lot of stuff up in the air. I don't know what any of it means. It could mean nothing. It might mean nothing. Does this mean anything, Moet?
Red, this means nothing to me. This went everything you said. I went cross-eyed for a second there. I don't know anything you just said. I'm
crossing it off. I don't know why I'm trying to be a news anchor. I don't care about this stuff. I really don't.
I'm just not smart enough to comment on those things.
Again, this was early in the week, and I'm just like, it was like Wednesday. I'm just like, there's nothing happening they care about. Just like, oh, they're moving to streaming platforms. Like, that seemed good. One thing that I did read, though, is that Warner Media is very impressed with AEW right now.
Yeah.
With how they've continued throughout COVID. And I thought it was interesting. They're really high on them right now.
They're TNT's lots of commercials for them, like NBA playoffs or whatever. They were promoting AEW, so I think that's pretty exciting. Maybe wrestling will become more mainstream a little bit more, not as niche as it is right now. That would be nice.
This is the first cool news that I found that I'm actually very excited for. So AEW files for trademarks for their potential video game.
Yes.
Very excited. Kenny Omega was talking about it, and he says that there's footage going to be coming out soon.
Yeah, that'll be good. And I trust Kenny. I trust Kenny Omega. I trust there's a lot of gamers on the AEW roster that I trust that would probably know how to make a really good game, or at least know what they want in a good game. So,
exactly. That's actually a really funny thing, because like the entire crop of main roster people are all video game age. And they're all like that generation of wrestlers that were playing video games in the back. What's your favorite non-WWE video game?
My favorite non-WWE video game?
Mm-hmm. No, not WWE video game. The WWE wrestling game.
Wrestling. I was like, that was a broad
That's
question.
really dumb.
Oh, my favorite wrestling game.
Question.
Oh, gosh.
Non-WWE.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I can't think of any.
You ever played Def Jam?
No. I played No, what was that all about?
So basically, remember No Mercy in 64?
Yeah, that was all right.
Acclaim was the one who made that. And a lot of people say that's the best WWE game ever because of the system. The grappling system and the punch system was real cool.
Yeah, it was
nice.
When
they left WWE, they worked with Def Jam Records. And Def Jam Records made a wrestling video game with all rappers.
Oh, okay.
And it wrestles, and you play like it's WWF No Mercy, but it's got like Snoop Dogg and Ludacris, and they have fancy moves and real over the top stuff.
Oh, that's
very fun game.
That
really is good. One of the best wrestling games I've ever played.
Yeah,
you should give it a shot.
UFC is pretty interesting too. The UFC game, the mechanics are really interesting. I haven't played in a while, but yeah.
I remember playing that too. I remember I got bored with it once they changed something to make it slower. Mm-hmm. Like I remember the first one they had with Forrest Griffin on the cover was fun because you could just knock someone out like that.
Yeah.
Then the Brock Lesnar one is just like you got to roll the analog to bridge out of a move. So it got real into my brain.
Can I tell you know what I'm playing right now? That's it's actually like 4 or 5 years old. But you love to. I'm playing a game called Untitled Goose Game.
What's Untitled Goose Game?
I think it's called Untitled Goose Game. It's you're a goose. You're in a small village, and the whole point of the game is just wreak havoc on the villagers by just being as annoying as possible. Like, picking up the farmer's mug when he's not looking and moving it someplace else. So the farmer's like, what? And quacking.
How do I play?
It's on Steam. You gotta. That's where I played it.
Oh, Steam account. What does that mean?
It's just like a computer PC thing. It's just like.
So I'd be able to play it on my laptop?
Yeah. If you probably. No, probably not. I know what kind of laptop you got. I don't think it would work on your laptop.
It's a good laptop.
It's a fine laptop. I just didn't know if I should say that on while we're recording.
Really? Everyone thinks I'm so dirt poor. Yeah, no, Red's going through a tough time.
I made that sound worse than I wanted to. But it's very difficult to play games on Mac.
Like, most people can, Red. Most people can play this game.
Yes.
Okay, we're moving on. We get that. Okay, here's another one. So Arn Anderson has recently filed for a trademark for the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, I heard that. Which
I think is super cool for a couple reasons. First thing, I'm just happy with people wrestling away their trademarks from WWE. Like he's the one who came up with the name. It came up 6 years before he even started work for them, even in any capacity. Mm-hmm. So it's well before them. When did he?
In
my brain.
What's their history like with WWE? Like, did they? I don't remember Arn Anderson being in WWE early on, was he?
Brainbusters.
Oh wait, yeah. And
With
then
Tully,
Flair was there sort of early on as well, and then 90, 89 or whatever. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
But they never used the Four Horsemen on TV. Yeah. There's never been a group on WWE television that was the Four Horsemen. You know, it's never happened, even when they were all in the company. So he's obviously going to try to get this, and it's going to be a Arn Anderson-led group. Who do you see being in that? I don't see Cody being in this group anymore.
I don't know. They keep swerving us because we talked about this a few weeks ago. It seemed like they were going on this path of FTR, Cody, Shawn Spears, and then somebody else. I don't know who, but no, I don't know anymore. FTR is definitely in it because they one of them was excited about the Four Horsemen trademark. So and they keep doing whatever this means. Their signal. You see that? Do you know what they do? I think it's this.
It looks kind of like an FT and R, right? Like, so there's an F. There's a.
Oh, I see the F.
There's an F. There's an R.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, it's a
maybe, and the T is if you hold it this way. It kind of. I don't know.
I need them to explain that on TV. I think if you do that,
I almost thought them not being in the group. I almost think like they're going to be in the Tully's group is going to be different than this Four Horsemen. I almost see Tully's group as being like. We are I would love in my fantasy booking mode. It's Arn Anderson's Four Horsemen with Cody, let's say Zack Ryder, who else? Dustin.
Yeah.
And who else would you put in a four?
MJF.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not good at this game.
Let's say MJF. But and then Tully's group of FTR, Hangman, and Shawn Spears, and they both want to be the Four Horsemen. And there's this big feud about who's going to be the Four Horsemen.
I don't think we need another group, though, at this point. I don't know if we need another stable. I think it's going to happen because they love stables, but I don't know what good they could do by being there, since people are talking about the Inner Circle potentially breaking up. Or
there's something in my brain, Moet, that I just love factions and I love stables. I love groups. I think we're going to be on opposite sides of the fence on this for a long time, Moet.
Probably
you're going to be waiting for them to start going towards like people being themselves and not having groups. I don't know why. I think you'd like it because of like the MMA camps, right?
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. They got a couple camps. Yeah. I do get excited when I see cornermen that I recognize, in fights. I'm like, oh, that guy, he's backing this dude now. That's awesome. Like, I do get excited about that.
And it doesn't stop individual storylines, Sammy Guevara and Matt Hardy had their own little deal. You could still do it, I hope.
Makes
who
sense.
knows? Time will tell. Moving on, now we're going to the WWE's third-party mandate. So a few wrestlers, I think Roderick Strong deleted his Twitch. It's coming up. The month is coming up of when they're supposed to relinquish their either sign them over to WWE or delete them. So essentially they will take over their brand. If they choose to keep them, they take over. WWE takes over and gives them a percentage of the money, but it's off their downside guarantee. So it's not like extra money. It's just being deducted from what their downside is.
Yeah.
So they're not real. Like it's not positive in my brain. And so Paige put out a post. Dakota Kai put out a post, all talking about this and the fact that kind of not necessarily talking about it, but basically saying, I built this. I love my fans. I wish I could, just being very mournful. And Andrew Yang speaking out again. Moet, where do you see this leading? Do you see this WB caving on this, or do you see this just being locked up?
Oh man, I think it's just up to the wrestlers at this point. I'm hoping that this might be what kind of destroys the independent contractor thing, because that's always made me feel really it's just such a shady situation, those contracts. So, but otherwise, I think it's up to them, because if they don't do anything, then the WWE is going to get away with it and screw people over. So I don't know. It's pretty bleak. But I like that Andrew Yang is continuing to pressure them.
I love him. I love him to death.
Yeah.
He wants that labor secretary so bad. for the Biden-Harris ticket. He wants to be there so bad and just go after WWE. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
And you know what? I think $1,000 a month for everybody would be really great right now.
You know what, Mo? I think that's right too.
We should get Andrew Yang on the show. Let's. I've decided right now.
I'm not joking. I think we should.
Okay.
We should reach out to his Instagram. Reach out to his Instagram and be like, hey, I don't know if you've seen the 130 Instagram followers we've got, but we've got a following. We got a following that you might want to dip into. All right, moving on. We're off that nonsense. NXT is leaving Full Sail University.
Ooh, where are they going?
So they're going to the Performance Center.
Oh.
They've been at Full Sail this entire time.
Oh. Okay, no crowds, right?
Yeah, no.
What does that mean for anything?
It's just end of an era in my brain. Full Sail was the home of NXT from, the beginning, and it just seems a little sad.
Wait, are they just not going back? I thought you meant that as like as a pandemic response or whatever.
Well, they terminated the contract. It's not there, so it's not
dang.
So it's not like there's going to be plans in the future. It's not like a temporary thing. It's for the foreseeable future. Maybe they'll do it again. It just seems a little sad because they were still doing it during the pandemic, I believe. Yeah,
that is an end of an era situation. They've been there since its beginning, essentially.
Yeah,
well,
and it was real good for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was good because Full Sail had this pretty good, cool production focus at their campus where you could work with a big production company that does live entertainment. You could learn, shadow people and such. And WWE got free labor or pretty free interns,
Yeah, dude. But, I would lose my mind if that was happening at my college that I was going to it, and of course I would work for free for them. I would love to do that. I learned so much from that. Yeah.
Man,
it's a perfect.
Well, Full Sail, I'm sorry. They're shit out of luck. That's real sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, condolences to Full Sail. And this is the last one I got, Moet. This is the last one of the evening. This is it. This is the end of the thing. So Joey Ryan, we all know Joey Ryan, the PETA suplex guy. He's been suing his accusers from the Speaking Out movement. And now Effy, independent wrestler Effy, is going to be suing Joey Ryan.
Whoa.
This is did you not know this? Am I breaking it right now?
Yeah.
I'm breaking it. Yeah. Hell yeah. That should be the graphic for this episode. You Vanna Whiting the breaking. But Effy is suing Joey Ryan, not because of any accusations Effy's making against him, but they had a lot of matches and they worked together a lot. And there's a lot of pictures of Effy and Joey Ryan in the ring together. Specifically of Joey Ryan or Effy, one of them grabbing each other's dick, or maybe each grabbing each other's dick, and that was like an end of the match. And Effy was talking about how it was just a funny ending. He's just like, but my brand of wrestling, of being a creep wrestler, consensual creep wrestler, is now being affected by this non-consensual wrestler, where people are more trepidatious about Effy, and also he's lost followers, I believe. He's not making as many bookings. There's a picture circulating of them both grabbing their dicks, and that's been apparently used when talking about Joey Ryan on some of these media publications.
Oh, my God.
And he's suing Joey Ryan for tarnishing his career with their participation with each other.
What?
Which I think is, honestly, I absolutely think is ridiculous. It shouldn't be allowed. I'm a firm believer of, you make your own decisions. I decided, right now, Moet, I decided to work with you. Me and you are doing a podcast. We're having fun. If I find out later you've been storing
don't do this
pigeons,
to me.
dead pigeons in your closet, and apparently that maybe that's not illegal. You've been storing dead pigeons and then, I don't know, making muffins and selling them to kids. That's your thing. You make pigeon muffins. And you get arrested for that. I shouldn't be able to sue you to be like, wait a second, I decided to work with this crazy pigeon muffin guy. I can't do that. How is that fair?
But what happens if there's a picture of you hanging out while I'm making pigeon muffins? And that just happens to be the picture that everyone uses.
Wait, if I was hanging out with you?
Yeah, you didn't have anything to do with it. I was finishing up, right? I was finishing up. You're sitting there on the couch. I'm finishing up. Someone takes a photo. And somehow that ends up on the cover of every news article because we're also... podcast buddies. So the article is about me, but you're there just happening to be there, and then they're like, "Who's this guy?" And then, you know, where does that stand? Where you're now attacked? People on Twitter are like, "What the hell, man? You're supporting
That's unfortunate.
Pigeon."
It's unfortunate, but I can't. I don't think I could sue. I don't think I could sue you for making pigeon muffins that I didn't eat. I didn't eat those muffins. I don't think I could sue you for being in a picture with me.
But I'm selling them to children, though, right?
Yeah, you should be in trouble.
You don't need to eat
You should be in trouble. You should be in trouble. I am unfortunate to be in a picture with you. That's it. It's my cross to bear. It's my cross to bear.
Even though you're losing money. You're losing money because you're...
Yeah, it sucks.
You're in this. You're losing followers. Your precious followers, Red.
Yeah. And then I have to go on the defensive and be like, listen, any muffins I've ever given you have never had any pigeon. Ever. Never had any pigeon in them at all. I sell only oatmeal muffins. Only oatmeal. Moet smells pigeon meat. Sells.
I smell like pigeon. He smells like it.
But you think that Effy has a case here? You think Effy should sue?
No, I don't. I mean, just based off the fact. Just based off.
Red, it's pigeon meat.
Yeah, are you kidding? Who wants to eat that garbage? No, it doesn't make sense to me just based off what you've said. Like, I'm not sure where Effie's going with this. I like Effie. He seems like a really nice person. I obviously don't know him, personally. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, keep in mind, Moet, and also all of our listeners of the News You Can't Lose, every story I ever tell is very paraphrased. It's very condensed. Things slip through the cracks, so I'm probably missing some key details in which it would be a real story.
I want to look into this. I want to check this out now.
Oh, maybe you should. Maybe you should go to Loser Leaves Wrestling on Instagram or go on YouTube to find out more.
That's a great idea, Red.
Good, pretty good. Or Loser Leaves Pod on Twitter. But if you do go listen to our podcast and you don't review, I'm going to have Effie sue you. I'm going to have Effie sue you because Effie likes to sue people frivolously.
Love it.
Thanks.
Well, that was interesting. Yeah, because Joey Ryan's been suing people. You know that? I don't. That's where that started. Yeah.
I guess if you're dealing you're right. You're 100% right. Joey Ryan's going around suing people for him being a bad guy. I suppose Joey Ryan's out open game. We should sue Joey Ryan.
Yeah, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Let's think of something real quick that we could sue him over. I did watch the video a few times, and I don't care anymore. Am I desensitized now? Am I desensitized by the penis suplex? Do I have some emotional scar from seeing the penis suplex so many times that it no longer affects me?
That could be a thing. That could be a thing.
Emotional duress?
I never consented to seeing penis grabbing.
You're right.
He forced us all.
That's a very good point. We never consented to watching that, just like those people never consented to eating pigeon meat from your muffins. Thank you all so much watching Loser Kids Lose.
Ooh, okay. That was
the News
great.
You Can't Lose with Loser Leaves Wrestling Crew. My name's Red Jefferson. I'm with Moet Joswal. Moet, say your favorite interjection and something you threw in the garbage.
My favorite what?
Interjection.
Oh, interjection. God damn it, chicken nuggets. Goodbye.